Good morning, eighth grade. How you doing this morning on Friday morning? The weekend's ahead. Oh, you can't go anywhere. Stay at home. Um, I don't know what President Trump said yesterday, but he's supposed to have a plan of how to reopen the country again. So maybe he's got some guidelines that you can leave home. Let me check yesterday's lesson. You had some checks. You wrote some checks. I don't know what yours look like. You want to see what these look like? The answer key checks look kind of like that. I sure hope you got the amount right. Did you fill in the memo, sign your name? Yeah, that's what those look like. Take a look at the next ones. They kind of look similar to that. I hope yours is as neat as these. Now, these are neat checks. And I will read you answers 5 and 6. Answer number 5 is 1 row. And answer number 6 is 30 feet squared. Should have multiplied 5 times 6, 30. 30 feet squared. That little black box on page 13, a farmer's market is a place for people to buy and sell. I could tell them a few more things about farmers markets, but that's all right. They did good. Today's lesson is more about checks. More things about checks. Now, I want you to realize something, that checks are like cash. And you should treat a check just like you would if it was green, just like $100 bills. And sometimes it's kind of like credit cards. You take that credit card and you can swipe it, and you really don't think about it. That's the way it is. Sometimes if you write a $1,000 check, you write out that $1,000. Now maybe you haven't written out $1,000, but I guarantee you your mom and dad have written out bigger checks than that. You got to remember that is, think about it in $100 bills. That's 10 $100 bills for a $1,000 check. You need to respect checks. Now there's a problem with checks. They can be worthless. I told you yesterday, if you write a check, be sure you have the money in the bank. That's what it tells you there. Don't scribble on a check. Don't scribble. And I'm guilty, okay? I write checks and I get very sloppy. Sometimes you can barely read the writing. That's not right. I should be more careful. So please, don't you do like I do. You be careful with that. It gives you some safety tips. Sometimes people give checks that are jokes or phonies or fakes or no good. They bounce, we say. They don't have the money in the bank. Don't you do that. But you need to be careful. Don't be skeptical of everybody in this world. I receive checks from people. They pay me checks. Turn over, and I give checks. Turn over to page 15, and you have a little description of important things on a check. You need to just simply set up and take notice of this, okay? When you get your own, you'll figure this out. Up at the top is the name and address of the account holder. Up there in the top corner tells you the name. You have the bank's name on it. That's where the money's at. You think, oh, well, what's that? Well, if you receive a check and you look at that, you can say, oh, that money is at so-and-so bank. It has to be run through that bank. If you take it to your bank's got to send it to that bank, okay? Now, there's a lot of things that happen behind the checks, behind the scenes, from me just writing a check. You have the routing number. In the routing number, I used to never pay any attention to the routing number. But anymore, I am doing more and more online banking, and so the routing number is extremely important, to know that routing number or to be careful with that routing number. And then you have your checking account number, which you need a checking account number. I think I have mine pretty well memorized. And then the check number. The last numbers are the check number. And that's all together in one line at the bottom. It's against the law to reproduce a check or to photocopy a check. Now, you can photocopy the check for your own record, but you're not to photocopy a check and then pass it on. That's just like photocopying dollar bills. It's against the law to make dollar bills. Flip over to page 16 and you get ready and you will write write some more checks. Did you notice where these people are from? I didn't notice that these people are from Indiana. Can you imagine? Now, these people live right here. Now, I didn't see any from Odin or Montgomery or Washington or Lagodi. I didn't see anybody from there, but they're in Hodges, Indiana. And I don't know if that's a fake town or not. In Lincolnville, yes, they sound good. They sound like good names, but at least the state's a good state. Let's say it that way. We'd all agree there. First two checks you're to write out. And you're to write those checks out properly. And then in number 3 and 4, you're supposed to say what's missing. And there is something wrong with number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. And some of those are very tricky. I'm telling you, they were very sly in what they missed or didn't do or something. So you check them out, they're to be filled out completely, and then you do number 7 and 8, and then take the weekend off. I tell you what, they just don't give you very big lessons in this book. But hope you're enjoying them, and have fun. See you.